5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a minute, we'll join Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins as they sit in the chief's car outside a ramshackle little house in an outlying district of town, waiting for Tim's young brother and sister, Jimmy and Trudy. In their off hours, the two firemen have been playing chauffeur for the junior firefighters. Now, if you think that sounds funny, just wait till you hear what they helped the youngsters deliver to the little girl who lives there, a doll's house. Yes, sir. Time out from firefighting to help deliver a doll's house. And yet, it was this visit that indirectly saved hundreds of homes and people from disaster. How it all came about, you'll see right after the following announcement. Let's go, firefighters. Let's move right up into Chief Cody's car as he and rookie fireman Tim Collins sit there, patiently waiting for Tim's young brother and sister. Well, more or less patiently, for Tim is saying now.
Say, Chief, it must be almost half hour since Jimmy and Trudy carried that doll's house in to give it to that girl.
Well, this is their show, Tim. Let them run it their way.
Yes, sir, but Mom will be expecting us all home for supper soon. You're invited, too, you know, Chief.
Well, your mother will understand if we're late, son.
Yes, sir, I guess she will. She's kind of proud of Jimmy. This whole project was his idea.
Yeah. Gives you a good feeling to see the way the junior firefighters turned out to collect used toys. Tim?
Well, from the department's point of view, it was a swell way of getting girls interested in the organization, sir.
Well, the boys are getting just as much kick out of it. Repairing broken toys, painting them. That's a lot of work.
Jimmy wouldn't have been seen dead with a doll, sir. Now he talks to him like old friends.
Dolls? You're joking.
They've fixed up a repair shop in our cellar, Chief.
I know. Almost every other junior firefighter has, too.
Well, I came down into the basement the other day, and there was Jimmy with a doll in one hand and a pot of glue in the other. The doll's arm had come off.
Yeah, go on.
Well, he was saying, "Look, sister, I'm the doctor. If you don't hold still, how am I going to get your arm back out?"
I hope that's the doll they took into Alice.
Well, it is, sir. We practically had to drag him out to deliver that in the doll's house. Sissy stuff, he said. Now it looks like we'll have to drag him away.
Well, Jimmy's finding the thrill of helping those less fortunate than himself, son.
Alice is the little girl on crutches, isn't she?
Yes, infantile. Be a long while before she can get around without him, Tim. When she lost her mother some years ago, her father took a night watchman's job to be with her days.
Well, I guess the least we can do is wait out here patiently.
I figured it was better without grown-ups butting in, Tim.
Oh, of course, Chief. Though I'd like to see them and get a kick out of knowing what was going on in there. I can just hear Jimmy pretending the whole thing bores him to pieces.
Gosh, Alice, there's nothing to get so excited about. It's just a doll's house, isn't it?
But it's so beautiful, Jimmy. I never saw anything like it. When you take the side off, little chairs and beds.
Oh, it's just furniture, isn't it?
Don't pay any attention to him, Alice. He's just a boy. Wouldn't you like to keep the doll, Trudy? Oh, no. She goes with the house, Alice. Gee, look at those long curls, Trudy. She's the most beautiful doll I ever saw. Her hair is kind of like gold.
Yeah, and if you knew how she kept getting it stuck in the glue, listen, I told her...
You told who, Jimmy, the doll?
Say, it's getting kind of chilly in here, Alice. You want me to light that gas heater in the corner?
My father doesn't like me to touch it, Jimmy. He'll light it when he comes in. You stay till then, so I can tell him how nice you've been to me.
Well, the junior firefighters wanted you to have the doll's house, Alice. Gee whiz, what's so special about that?
You have a lot of fun with it, Alice. Look, you see all that little furniture in the living room?
Oh, let me show her how we fixed it, Trudy.
Well, there isn't time, Jimmy. We've got to go now.
But we just got here.
We've been here almost half an hour.
Yeah? Holy smoke, the Chief and Tim are waiting.
Will you come again? Maybe you'd like to help me fix the doll's house up. And
Oh,
we could-
boys don't mess around with things like that, Alice. Maybe I could fix it so's our brigade could meet here after school.
And I could help with the toys for other boys and girls.
Oh, say, that's a wonderful idea. You know, once in a while, Jimmy's awfully smart.
What do you mean once in a while, Trudy? Oh, what's so funny? Oh, women, gee whiz, I can't figure you out. Serves me right for getting mixed up with a couple of girls. I should have known.
Later that evening, in the living room of the Collins home, Tim says to his mother,
Time for me to be rolling, Mom.
Oh.
I'm on night duty, you know.
And I've got to get back to headquarters, Mrs. Collins. Thanks for a wonderful dinner.
I wish you'd come more often, Chief Cody. It makes it seem like the old days.
Your husband would be mighty proud of those two youngsters working down in the basement now.
They could hardly wait for dinner to be over. I never saw them so anxious to get back to work on those toys.
Well, they didn't say much, but this afternoon they found out giving was just as much fun as getting, Mom.
You'll have trouble prying them away from work now, Mrs. Collins.
I know. I'd better call them again. Oh, here they come now. I think you two should start getting ready for bed.
Oh, sure. Good night, Chief. So long, Tim. See you upstairs, Mom.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
You
Good
can
night.
get the head back on that rocking horse, Jimmy. I know who'd like it.
Good night, kid.
That's the strangest thing I ever saw.
Maybe you ought to take their temperatures, Mom.
Seems to me they're on their best behavior. What's wrong?
You don't know the arguments I have trying to get them to head for bed when they're working in the cellar.
Well, I suppose they wore themselves out, Mom.
But after today, well, I was sure I'd have to put my foot down.
Oh, come now. Not with Jimmy and Trudy.
You don't know them the way I do, Chief Cody. Something's in the air.
Well, maybe they're anxious to get an early start tomorrow. That's quite a project the junior firefighters have set for themselves.
It certainly keeps them busy, the way you and your men have helped them collect and repair and deliver those toys.
The kids have done most of it, Mrs. Collins. No wonder they're tired out. Take my word for it, those two kids will sleep like a couple of logs tonight.
Gee whiz, where'd the time go to, Trudy? It's midnight already.
That clock wakes Mother up, Jimmy, and she hears us down here in the
How
cellar.
did she hear us? We waited till she was sound asleep before we sneaked down here, didn't we?
Hope we don't get into trouble. Oh, you and your ideas.
Well, gosh, you said yourself we had a lot of work to do.
That was an hour ago. Oh, I'm getting sleepy.
Look, we'll just finish up this rocking horse and then we'll go back upstairs. You warm up the glue again.
Oh, you always give me that job, Jimmy. Suppose I burn my hand.
How can you burn your hand over a Bunsen burner if you're careful, Trudy? It's just a little flame.
I don't like the way it spurts out.
Then turn the gas down lower and hold that pot of glue with the long handle. Sometimes I wonder if we should have taken girls into the junior firefighters.
Well, it taught me to be careful.
Well, then stop worrying. Hey, whoa there. Quiet down.
Who's making any noise?
No, I'm talking to this rocking horse.
Oh.
How can I glue his head back on if he gallops all over this
Oh,
cellar?
you're crazy, Jimmy. Gee, the Bunsen burner went out.
You turned it too low. I'll light it again.
Oh, but I didn't touch it, Jimmy. Honest, I didn't.
Oh, no, the flame go out. I'll hold this match over it. It'll light again.
You be careful. It's turned on full.
Say, it is funny. No flame at all.
Turn it off, Jimmy. You don't want that gas escaping into the cellar.
There isn't any gas coming out of it, Trudy. What do you think it doesn't light?
Do they turn it off at midnight or something?
Of course they don't. Gas heaters and refrigerators and things like that would go off all over town.
Well, we can't work without the Bunsen burner.
Well, that's the funniest thing I ever saw. There's not a bit of gas coming out. I could smell it if there was.
I'm going up to my room and go to bed. Coming?
I guess I might as well. Oh, just let me make sure the burner's turned off.
Well, why? There isn't any gas coming out of it.
Suppose it came on later, filled the cellar with gas fumes. Fine junior firefighter you are. Well, that's that. Let's go.
The trip back along the upper hall is carried out quietly. Mrs. Collins is still sleeping soundly. A moment later, Trudy snuggles down in her bed and closes her eyes. She's just about ready to drop off to sleep when from across the hall...
Hey, Trudy, we forgot. Holy smoke, we never thought. Oh, my gosh, that's terrible. Hey, Trudy, wake up.
A moment later, both Trudy and Mrs. Collins are in the cellar, pulling their robes about them, staring in amazement at Jimmy, who is almost jumping up and down in excitement.
Oh, gee whiz, suppose it lights. Suppose the Bunsen burner's back on now. Where's my matches?
Jimmy Collins, did you run screaming through the hall, get us up to come down here to light that thingamabob?
Oh, he can't light it, Mom. The gas just went out.
And how do you know that, young lady?
Never mind that, Mom. This is terrible. Oh, my gosh, look it. The Bunsen burner works fine now. See the flame?
Very pretty. Now turn it off and march back to bed.
Don't you understand, Mom? We were working down here after you were asleep. All of a sudden, the flame went out.
And now it's back on again. Now, suppose you explain...
I'm trying to, Mom. Holy smoke. What if the gas went off lots of other places besides here?
It probably did, and it probably went back on again just as it did here. What I want explained is what you two were doing down here after I went to bed.
Well, I'll tell you. Jimmy looks too excited.
But you don't see what this means. How could I have been so dumb? Oh, we got to do something fast.
Very true. Back to bed now. March.
Mom, if I go back to bed now, there's going to be fire and explosions, and I don't know what all. Gee whiz, can't you see what's going to happen? Can't you see?
Trudy and Mrs. Collins stare at Jimmy, amazed at his serious words. At first thought, it seems to them a simple problem. The gas went off briefly. It came back on again. But can you junior firefighters see exactly how right Jimmy's predictions are and why? Be sure to join us for the next exciting episode of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Cody will tell you how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But right now, let's listen to this message. And now, Chief Bob Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. The important thing to remember about what you just heard happening is that Jimmy turned off the small Bunsen burner before he left the cellar. No junior firefighter needs to be told not to leave any gas jet open. That's why it was perfectly safe for him to light a match when he went back. But if it hadn't been left open, if he smelled gas, or if there was a leak somewhere, he'd never have gone hunting for it with a match. See that you don't ever make that old mistake. If there's any trouble with gas equipment in your house, see it's turned off at the meter, so no gas can escape until you get a qualified man to fix it. Well, that's all for now. Till next time, this is Chief Cody saying so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.